Hey, welcome back. It's Eric Arnold on this, what is it, rainy Thursday the 23rd of June. And we're going to try to keep it quick and dirty MLB video here. Discombobulated here. This is one of the reasons I'm not making these consistent videos. It's like things that used to work every time, no questions asked, no longer work every time, like the microphone. And I can't figure out why. I think it's because my phone is starting to die and it's no longer operating consistently or predictably. So that's a giant pain in the ass that I do not have time for. So we're doing our best. We got 5 picks for you here on this Thursday. 5 picks. I don't know whether I should be yelling at the top of my lungs or, I can't win. If I yell at the top of my lungs and the microphone's on, that's unusable. But if the microphone's not on and I talk in a normal tone, you can't hear me. So, and I have no idea of knowing that this goddamn microphone's on. So, I'm trying to get my Excel up here, which has my list of games. Lately, this has been how it's been going lately. Just everything fights you. Everything fights you. Just normal shit that should work every time, no questions asked, doesn't work. And it just takes forever to do fucking anything. I'm due for a politics episode. Doug Mastriano for governor, right? You got that, right? We're big Doug Mastriano fans here. On the politics side, I had this bright idea not too long ago that I would bring in a Democrat and we would have kind of like the old CNN crossfire before CNN went hardcore commie. What was it? Robert Novak and I can picture the guy, but I can't think of his name. Anyway, they would debate the issues, right, left, that sort of thing. And I actually found a guy who is my bar buddy, Kevin, not his real name, who's super anxious to do it, to my surprise, which kind of leaves me in a quandary because it's like, oh, well, I could do this. I could hook this up. And frankly, I think the content would be pretty good. To me, in that, you're here, you're getting both sides of the issues, and he and I can yell at each other and call each other fascists and communists and all that good stuff. And, I think it'd be good. I broached the idea with subscriber X, who makes up pretty much 1/5 of my audience, and he was aggressively not interested. So I thought, the reason there isn't this kind of content out there, I think, is because nobody wants it. That's where I'm kind of thinking that thought occurred to me. It's like, you know why Fox doesn't have this kind of a debate program, why MSNBC doesn't have this kind of debate program? No one wants it. They want to hear their side. They don't want to hear the other side. Screw the other side. They don't want to hear what those guys have to say. We're in a camp because we're pretty sure that we're in that camp because we're right. And we certainly don't want to hear what those liars on the other side have to say. So that's where I think most people are at. So, and I really don't have freaking time to do that kind of a program at all. Much more of my day goes now towards just trying to find money. Just trying to make any kind of money at all to offset Bidenomics. So, You know, I really don't have as much time as I used to, even just months ago. So I don't know. I don't know what we'll do there. I'll probably tell Kevin that thanks but no thanks, you know, something along those lines. But, you know, hell, I can't even get the fucking microphone to work. So that's a problem we have to solve first before we do anything. So, alright, where were we? We finally got the baseball picks up here. 5 games. Maybe 7 if you're really aggressive. I had 2 listed here that I just thought, I'm going to pass on those. But here's the ones we like. We like the Marlins. Marlins. I'm just going to put it up here on the board and save time and not make a slide. Let's see, where are we? I got that around minus 143. They got some kid going named Braxton Garrett. He's a former #1 pick. I look for that sort of stuff. And that happens all the time anymore. Is that these pitchers, they're pulling up kids out of the minors. You never heard of these guys, but if they have any kind of pedigree, like they're a #1 pick, you know, you might look twice at them. And say, all right, well, you know, he was supposed to be something at some point in his life. So he's going up against Kyle Freeland. He's a good pitcher for the Rockies, but the Rockies are, I don't think it's ever wrong to play the Rockies when they're out of Coors Field. They're historically just a terrible road team, and I think there's something to that. In other words, I don't think it's a coincidence. It's a unique place they play out there. I think the players get used to that thin air, the huge outfield, which inflates their statistics artificially. Looks like they have good hitters, and they probably are pretty good hitters when they're at home, but they're not at home. They're in humid Miami, which is totally antithetical to what these guys are used to. So I think the Marlins are just going to keep right on shoving. They've won 2 games already in this set from the Rockies. I think they'll just keep right on shoving at noon and go ahead and sweep them. And that's where we're playing that with the Marlins here. The 2 more early games I looked at, and I just kind of put it to the side. I think you got probably an edge with the Dodgers, but man, that's expensive. That's just really expensive there with Kershaw, and I just don't trust him. That guy, yeah, I think you're starting to not get value with Kershaw. In other words, you're paying a fortune for this guy, and he's only going to pitch 5 innings. He'll probably go out there, throw his 80 pitches. They'll put him in his hermetically sealed jar. So that's great and all. He threw a shutout for 5 innings. What if the Dodgers didn't hit? What if they're only ahead 1-0 and you just paid a fortune now and you got to cover the last 4 innings and you're going to lose a hard bet there if you don't get this one. I think there's still a little value there because the Reds just generally suck, but I set that aside. The Twins, Guardians, the model likes the Twins, but man, I don't think I'd get in front of the Guardians right now. They're playing well. They're playing real well. I believe it was here about 2 weeks ago. I said 100-1, the Guardians, 100-1, and now they've surged to the top of the AL Central. If you took that 100-1, I don't know if it's still 100-1 or not, but if you got a ticket at 100-1, you're welcome, because I think that's some value there. The Guardians are looking like suddenly they're the team to beat in the AL Central, and if they get into the playoffs there, maybe they get some pitching. They get, what do I call that guy? Serrano, Franmil Reyes back, and he starts hitting a little bit. They're getting Savali back now. Who knows what happens there? I mean, they have the pitching depth to get through that second series. In other words, you're going to throw your frontline guys in that 3-game set. Let's assume that, I think it's safe to assume that the Indians would be in the 3-hole. In other words, you're going to have the Yankees and the Astros. They're going to have the top records in the AL. So they'll have the buys. So then that'll put the Guardians into that 3-hole probably. They'll get through there with their top line pitching, but then you got to get through the next series with some decent 3 and 4 pitchers. Well, they do have some decent 3 and 4 pitchers that won't get them killed. So I think that's possible that you could see the Guardians upsetting the world. I think that'd be interesting. Like the first year they changed their name, they win the World Series for the first time since 1948. And all those people in Cleveland will go, damn, it was the name. Well, it was just so easy. All we had to do was change the name. Oh, we could have done this 50 years ago. Who knew? But, yeah. So, we're going to lay off the Twins there. What we are going to play, did I say 5 picks? It looks like we have 4 picks. All right, so I lied there. Now we go, let me correct that. So, 4 picks. We're going to take the Mariners this afternoon. Mariners. What did we get that at? Well, it's 1:30. I hate playing Robbie Ray. Absolutely hate it. But, you know, they generally play pretty well in Oakland. Robbie Ray had a good outing last time out. The Mariners, I think, are pretty strongly better than the Athletics. They've beaten the hell out of them the first 2 times out here. And on a quick turnaround, we're kind of thinking they'll just keep swinging the bats and just keep right on going. You're talking 2 teams that going in different directions. The A's are just, that's a dead team. You know, until they get some talent on that team, and I don't know what they've got. You know, the typical A model is they'll have some guys at AA or AAA, but where are they? You know, they're not ready yet. So that team right now is just dead. Whereas the Mariners, you know, that's still a team that's heading forward. They're probably not having as good a season as they would have hoped this year, but I think they still have some talent. Kelnick, he was up last year, wasn't ready. He's still lurking in the AAA level. They've got a lot of talent. They're young guys. So I think the Mariners are looking forward where the A's are looking backwards. It's not a hateful price, minus 130. And that's where we're at there. And then tonight, this is a huge game. This is going to be a huge game, and I know this strikes me as something that subscriber F would not like. And I really ought to just be, I don't know if that number's right. Let's make that 120. I'm going to wait to play this game. I think the price right now is around 115, 120 on the Astros. I think it'll go up. I mean, in other words, who wants the Astros when you can have the Yankees? You know, that's the Astros-Yankees. You know, the Yankees, if they keep going, they're going to end up winning 115, 120 games. I'm not buying that. I mean, this Yankee team's good, but I don't know they're that good. So I think at some point, they're going to take their foot off the gas, and you're going to be able to get some value playing against them. We're getting a premium team here with the Astros, and we're getting money. You know, what a matchup. You're getting Judge versus Alvarez. Alvarez, who's that? Well, that's the guy we want to play because he's just as good as Aaron Judge, and no one knows who this guy is. He's the guy leading the American League in OPS, not Aaron Judge. Surprise. So we'll take the Astros here. We think we're catching some value. Framber Valdez, he's good. You know, I think he's every bit as good as Talion there for the Yankees. So we'll go ahead and take the short price and get paid to play the Astros. And then lastly, we're going to take the Phillies. God. This is another one where I just neglected to write the price down. But I think it'll be at least that, maybe more. That's another one I'm going to wait on because I think the money will come down on the good team, which is San Diego. The Phillies always play well in San Diego. I don't know why, but as long as I can remember, that's a place the Phillies go out there and they do well. And they need to because they're had a lousy set there in Dallas, and now they go out to San Diego, hopefully and get well. Joe Musgrove pitching for the Padres. I think that's somebody the Phillies can hit a little bit. Ranger Suarez, he's one of those sneaky guys that can generally pitch pretty well that you don't know who the hell he is, so you're getting good value on him. So good value there on the Phillies. I think the Padres maybe just due for a little bit of a letdown after playing the crummy Diamondbacks. So Phillies sneak in there and get one tonight. So those are what we got. 4? Yeah, 4. Yeah, that's right. Marlins early, Mariners mid-afternoon, and then 7. Basically, we got you covered all day long. We got action. Marlins early, Mariners midday, Astros at 7, and then late night the Phillies. That's what we have. Let's hope the microphone works. Otherwise, well, turn up your stereo or turn up your speakers so you can freaking hear me. I'll have to, I need a new phone. Yeah, we'll get right on that. That's probably where we'll slot that in at 26. We'll slot that in down there at number 26 of things to do. I've got so many other things that got to be done before that. And we'll get that at 26. Probably what we'll do is we'll get it when the phone stops working altogether. But anyway, good, great, thanks. Hey, we appreciate you. Obviously, we're not making these videos very consistently or very frequently. This is basically just to put a marker there just to say I did not die, did not fall, hit my head, I'm still alive. Anyway, good, great, thanks, we'll talk later, bye.